So behind me is the new Volvo C40, and we're going to go through today the design story behind this car, meet the designers, listen to the inspirations behind their work. We're going to start with exterior, move on then to interior and colour materials, and really understand their inspiration from nature and light. Also talk about sustainability and using natural materials. We'll move on to then the user experience, so connecting the mobile phone really with the car, and also using the Google Assist with our new system. Now, the C40 really is a new vehicle for Volvo, but it enhances and encapsulates the benefits of an SUV. So that's the easy ingress, egress, the high seating position, and the versatility, which really connects with the lifestyle of our customers. Yet this is a sleek, dynamic, modern car. Now I have Tijan here with me from Exterior Design. Tijan, let's maybe talk about that sleek, dynamic line that we have on the C40.
Well, I mean, the starting point of any good exterior design is with the proportion, and that's essential in this car, meaning the profile of the vehicle. We've established in the market a super successful XC40, where the play upon that vehicle was sort of this tough little robot that had a lot of attitude. And I think this vehicle somehow captures even more character with the roof line. And this came from the initial sketch, really.
Yeah. And then just how this project started, because I know that a lot of projects start through, of course, a strategy and a design brief. But I have to say on this one, it really did start with a sketch.
I mean, when that sketch was created by the designer, it was like, wow, here's a no-brainer. I mean, it was compared nose to nose with an XC40. So that really led us into development right away. And what we tried to play is take all the successful elements of the XC40 design and really how do we capture them in this vehicle? And one of the ways we did that was playing upon this painted roof or the different colored roof. That sets up an architectural item. So we have this one line coming down the belt and up the C-pillar, and then really the clamped roof that plants the car design.
And that gives it the strong graphic between the roof and the lower part, and makes it easy identifiable as this strong Scandinavian design, because it's simple, but it's the strong graphics.
Yeah, and when we talk about that clean lines and clean form language as well, one of the attributes in XC40 that has such a strong character, again, is this sort of monolithic approach. One of my favorite sculptors is Brian Cousy. He really plays upon that monolithic sculpture in his work. And I see that here as well, which we're very inspired by having this more or less one volume, and then we use and carve through sections. And it's so clear and obvious of a theme in XC40 and C40.
And that's the beauty. So we're taking almost a solid form, carving away the material, and from that it creates then the clean graphics of the car.
Yep. It's a very logical, simple theme setup for the entire car. Yeah. So you see that in the body side, like I just mentioned, but then you also see it in the main theme of the shoulder that wraps around into the front of the car.
And now let's talk about the front, because I know certainly our philosophy with Volvo is about strong light signature, the Thor's hammer. So we keep that with this car, of course. And I think it's also plays the importance of light with Scandinavian design, with this strong element of light that you recognise the car. What about the rest of the front? I mean, we have now the electric face. I mean, this is a full electric SUV.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the challenges in this vehicle. How do we create this electrified expression, sort of this efficiency in the vehicle? When we start with the nose profile, it really carries on a similar character to its older brother, let's say the XC40, but with a closed grille.
Yeah, we've taken out the grille frame around it, really gone flush and modern.
Yeah. And that's, again, communicating that efficiency in the front. It also helps above the grille itself. We have one line coming across above the headlight, which I refer to as kind of an eyebrow. It gives a structure to the eye of the car. So the facial expression is still there of this very menacing and powerful front end. And when you combine that with the lower wings on the front of the vehicle, that really helps plant and set the car architecturally on the ground.
So in the front, with the lights as we were talking about, they have the latest state-of-the-art pixel technology, which is great. How does that play out on the rear? I mean, we have a very strong DNA identity of the vertical tail lights, as that comes around. Yeah. But we did a little twist on the rear lights.
Yeah, I mean, we have our extended roofline profile that goes from above Thor's hammer in the front all the way kind of up and over the roof and down the rear taillights. And what you'll notice for the first time, we've really taken our vertical signature and laid it down onto a coupe profile. And that's definitely something new for us. I mean, Volvo really is clearly identifiable in the rear with his vertical taillights, much like Thor's hammer in the front. So we have a very strong lighting identity. And we did a bit of a twist with this on the C40, where instead of a solid line up the whole play, we did a segmented approach on the vertical element. It's a very big lamp, but it allows us to do quite a sequential, welcoming light, which is quite cool.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, we did a whole journey with the engineering team because it is such a big lamp, but doing the segmented light, I think, helped with that, but it gives it a very modern graphic, which is identifiable for the C40.
Yeah.
Now, it's one of my favourite views from the rear because, of course, we also encapsulated that width of the car. How did we do that?
Well, I mean, again, it's to the lamps, where the SUV bigger brother, let's say the XC40, has one vertical lamp that goes around to the side, but we've decided to swing it back and clamp the puzzle piece, or shield as we call it, in the rear that's between the taillights. And that shield stretches all the way out past the trunk opening into the lamp area with body color elements there. So that's how we're really getting that ultimate width view in the rear.
Cool. And then looking basically at the side of the car again, I mean, the car is sat on some really nice modern aero wheels. Yeah, tell us about them.
Yeah, I mean, the stance of the three-quarter view in the rear is impeccable. Again, accentuated from that wide rear tail lamps, but again, it's planted on these beautiful wheels. You can correlate the connection between what we showed design language-wise in our 360C concept with this very solid architectural approach. And we've done a 5-spoke version here to be a bit more dynamic, which plays with the C40 itself.
Fantastic. Great. All right, so I think now let's maybe move on to talk about the interior and colour materials. As I said earlier, it's really about now listening to the story of the designers, about how they've been influenced by nature and light, similar to exterior design, and also their take on sustainable materials and using natural materials.
Let's talk about interior design and color materials. But first, let's talk about nature, Reka. What a beautiful backdrop we've got today.
It's so beautiful today out there.
I just love the contrasting seasons here, living in Sweden. And the light is very special too.
Even when I came to Sweden first time here, nature stood out for me. It's magical and it's give you different kind of energy altogether.
C40 is a very bold and confident design, and on the interior it's described by the key pure lines in the design. So for example, the instrument panel has a continuous graphical window in which the technical elements such as the vents and the screens, we work to embrace that within that continuous line. And then in between those elements leaves this area where we can really showcase the deco material in a beautifully concave surface with some light. Tell us about the deco, Reka.
Yeah, deco is a very unique element for us in this car. It is a combination of the technology and the design. And my specialist, she got inspired from Scandinavian landscapes. How you see the pattern which has been digitalized, and it's unregular and it's abstract. And when you backlit, you see the magic, how it came out. We were really surprised, and it really fits very well inside our interior, and it gives you a very light feeling.
It's a topography graphic where the light comes through the layers, isn't it? It's really beautiful. So other than space and a calm purity, we're also really looking for functionality in the interior, and C40 here has really good examples of functionality. So for example, the door pockets, they're really usefully large due to the fact that the speakers are positioned in front of the instrument panel. The tunnel also has very good functionality. It has the wireless phone charger in the front. It has a small closed storage, as well as 2 very good cup holders, and even tissues and a place for a trash bin. Super practical.
But tell us about the process, Lisa.
Yeah, absolutely, because the process that we use is really important to help us feel connected with the space and determine the areas of reach and where the functional elements should be. So we use full-size clay models, and there we not only can find the space, but we really get the attention to detail and the craftsmanship into all the surfaces. And then we also use virtual reality, so state-of-the-art in the goggles, where again we can get a really good sense of the space and even try lots of material options.
So now we get a chance to talk about the user experience with the car, and I'm here with Tom, our head of UX design for Volvo. And Tom, we thought we'd start this one actually in a living room environment rather than in the car. Why is that?
Exactly. It's to show that we're thinking first and foremost about our customers and how they go about their daily lives. And, you know, when you start a trip, you're always at home. And we're thinking about how to connect to the car from home. Mm-hmm. So we're building features into our app that let you start the car remotely, get it heated up and warmed up and comfortable for you. And we're going to continue to evolve that over time. But you do that from home and not from the car.
That's good. And just talking about Scandinavian Design, because we've been working with or talking with the exterior team, interior colour materials, and they've been talking a lot about this philosophy of taking things away and simplifying things, and really bringing to the surface the important features for the customer. And is that the case with our user experience?
That's exactly right. We really think about the customers and what they're doing and what their goals are, and we really try to look at how do we simplify all of the complexity that's coming to the cars. You know, we have a lot of sensors, there's new cameras, there's lots of applications, especially with the new systems that are coming out. There's more and more capabilities, and this is going to be overloading very soon. So what we want to do is really think about the essence, think about how can we bundle things in the smart way and take away that complexity of management, make it, you know, a really great experience, and let people just get on with their lives and have a comfortable ride.